uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans of these earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushkin. Today we're going to be talking about the XT weapons. We're going to talk about them through the context of the Scaril, which is the XT weapon that we got, and then I got a dozen odd people to come into the rooms and help me. These are all the patrons. Hats off to the patrons, without whom none of this data collection would ever happen. They really, really speed up the process. What is an XT weapon? Well, it basically drops in a crate along with a normal crate weapon. It drops on livik, and it's an experimental weapon. What does it do? Well, the more kills you get, it's meant to give you benefits and added stats and things like that. So I'm going to break down what it does, and what I can categorically say it does is pretty limited. What it doesn't do, and I'm going to do that for the Scaril. There are lots and lots of XT weapons, but I didn't want to bother this takes a long time. I'll do a video on how I do all this stuff, by the way, because I think it'll be something that some of you would be interested in, and the lengths to which I go to ensure that the data and the content is on point. We're going to look at the spray patterns first. Then we're going to look at like rate of fire, bullet speed, and damage. And I'm going to talk you through what all that is about. It's really important that you understand that this is a beta map, okay? So because it's a beta map, you can never be certain that things are always going to be the same or work the same. Case in point, the barrel extender, which I've done a lot of work on, and a lot of you have watched that video, and you would know that the barrel extender does absolutely nothing at the moment because it is a beta map. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's first and foremost talk about what results we received from these tests. We did the first test, which was the spray patterns, and we'll break that down now, and then I'll show you the bullet speed test. I don't know why this is here. I don't know why that was there. That shouldn't be there. Anyway. Okay. The first thing that stands out is the vertical recoil. The vertical recoil on the XT after 9 kills is obviously lower than the standard vertical recoil in the Scaril, which is already pretty good. You can get glitches with horizontal recoil. You can see how wide that is from the center line. And that one there is wide-ish, but that's as wide as it gets on this. You can get glitches with horizontal recoil. Like if we had a random one that went over here, that would be, that would be bad. But what you generally don't get is big differentiations in the vertical recoil. And it clearly has better vertical recoil. So we can say one thing for sure, that the gun's handling characteristics are affected by the amount of boom, boom, boom you throw at the bad guys. Secondly, look, the pattern at the bottom is very, very tight. If we have a look at this pattern, and we go all the way down the bottom here for this, you see how tight that is. If we have a look over here, it's still tight. Like that's a normal 5.56 AR spray pattern at the bottom of the map, but at the bottom of the page, but that is spectacularly tight in the first 5 or 6 rounds. So those two things straight away make you think that the gun is going to be better. Now, following that lovely, lovely length of time where I just did spray patterns and everything, Lou Grass, who was the last patron standing, and I wandered off into the distance to find a rock to shoot at that was 300 meters away. And this is important because we want to do the bullet velocity tests, which are obviously very, very important if you are going to figure out if the gun gets any enhancement. And we did in fact find that there was a slight, ever so slight, increase in the bullet velocity. It was running in at 937 meters a second, where I've tested it previously and it's been at 909 meters a second. But honestly, this would be a side effect that I think would be pretty pointless. I mean, that's not really giving you anything. And that, I mean, you can see here, I just start timing how long it takes a shell to hit, and then I slow it down, and I'll do a video on this at one point, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I can then cut it and all that kind of stuff. But this really, really hammers home the idea that the benefits of these weapons are very, very slight. Very, very slight. And that's even after 9 kills, which for most people is an awful lot of kills, particularly on a livik map that only has 60 odd people on it. And then we went and did some testing in the editing suite, Final Cut Pro, where we measured the rate of fire. And the rate of fire for the SCAR-L was unchanged. So it didn't actually increase the rate of fire or the damage. What it did was work on the soft stats. The soft stats being things like recoil patterns and the bullet speed. Not on the stuff that actually affects flat out damage, like how long it takes you to fire off a clip or a magazine, because people freak out about that, and how much damage it does. So there was no change to damage, no change to rate of fire, was a change to the recoil, and that was the most notable thing. Vertical recoil particularly was affected, and tighter groupings, particularly at the start of your fire. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was useful for you. And I would say, and I'm not going to go test it because, man, I've tested everything on Livik. You dirty grubs. Grips, M416s, P90s, Mark 12s. I've tested the Mark 12 with every grip you can test it with. We came up with some crazy numbers and results. And I've tested the barrel extender and the compensator and all that on M416s. And we've tested shell velocity for everything. And I'm just done. I'm done with testing. I want to play some games. But please like the videos. Please share them. I don't think this info's really out there anywhere else. If it is, I haven't seen it. And I apologize if I'm making a grandiose claim there, but I feel like this is the kind of stuff that people need to know. Until next time. And if you want to become a patron, by the way, patreon.com/thebushka, and join in with all these clowns. And when we play live streams, join in on the live streams. Until next time, bye for now and stay safe on the battlefield.